are a forgiven people. And what that means, sisters and brothers, is that as we are forgiven, if we truly take that on in our lives, then if we are truly forgiven, then we need to become adult in our faith. To accept the forgiveness that God has given us means that we also must be prepared to forgive others who have hurt us. I think that's even harder sometimes than accepting God's forgiveness. Because if you're anything like me, you like to carry a grudge. Oh, perhaps you're not like me. But, we like to carry our little list of things. You did this. You said this. You behaved this way toward me. I think we all carry our little list of grudges. Things that have happened to us in the past. In 1991, you didn't say hello to me. Oh, that's a common one in churches, sisters and brothers. I tell you, we kind of laugh about that kind of thing, but the reality is that churches have been split apart because somebody didn't say hello to me. And they probably didn't even see you as they walked by. But the reality was there was probably something going on in their mind at that particular moment, and it wasn't about you at all, it was about them. But I'm going to hold a grudge. I'm going to stamp my feet. I'm going to throw my toys out of the pram. I'm going to take a bitch slap at somebody. And I'm going to make sure that you know that you hurt me. Actually, sometimes what happens is we don't actually tell the person they hurt us, because it's easier for us to hold a grudge than it is to actually try and make amends with one another. And so we hold our wonderful list of grudges, beautiful list of grudges. Many of us have made altars to our grudges. We've built a wonderful altar in front. Yeah. We've made a wonderful altar. Grudges of the last 40 years of my life. And I'm going to honor those grudges and venerate those judges. I'm going to hold, and I'm going to make sure you know that I'm a bitter, angry queen. We walk around and hurt me. Oh, I don't talk to that group over there. They never talk to me. Come on, folks. If we want to accept the forgiveness from God, then Scripture tells us we must be prepared to forgive others. Do unto others as you would want them to do unto you, says Jesus. If we really want to know what did Jesus say about forgiveness, he instructs us that in order for us to be forgiven, we must, it's not an option, we must forgive the people who have offended us. It's conditional. It's relational. It's what Jesus came to teach. It's what Jesus came to establish, was a new relationship with God. Not burn a dove at the sanctuary and all is forgiven. Imagine, make relationship with one another. Give people the benefit of the doubt if we really think that they have offended us. Let's do it at the 9 o'clock service. Folks, one of the things I've learned in this, this history of my life is that often the people who we assume have hurt us didn't even know that they hurt us in the first place. We did not communicate at that time. We just had our hissy fit and we walked off. And we never took an opportunity to go back and try to make amends, or to say to someone, I perceive that you did this to me, and I just want to know, was that intentional, or was there just a miscommunication at that point? We're adults. We don't do adult grown-up behaviors. But we hold those grudges for years and years and years. And then when we get into a relationship with God and we know that we need to make amends for the things that have happened, or that we need to be back in relationship with each other, after 20 years we go back to that person and we said, I've been holding a grudge. Look at you and say, who are you? They don't even remember us. We've been carrying around this great big thing in our lives, and the people that hurt us don't even know who we are. I mean, they've moved on. We've been building this great big altar in front of us, and they don't even know who we are. They didn't even know that they hurt us in 1991 on the way into church. Seriously. And what have we done? We've built this great big mountain in our lives that has been a stumbling block to the full freedom that we get to have when we let go of those things and we do the adult thing and we get grown up and we do what Jesus tells us to do. And we get ill. You know, I think there is a relationship between the burdens that we carry and our illnesses, our dis-eases. I tell you, we get all pet up. We stamp our feet. We get down on ourselves. We feel guilty about ourselves. We get an ulcer or maybe something worse in our lives. Irritable bowel syndrome, migraines, all of these things that happen. I don't believe that we're separate from our bodies. I believe that we're in our bodies. You know, that's a religious science belief that we're separate from our bodies. No, we're fully embodied human beings. And I'm going to tell you, when I get a migraine, the first thing I start to think about is, okay, what did I do? What am I holding on to here? Now, I'll be honest, I get my Advil or something to clear up the pain, but I start to ask myself, what is it? You know, I've laughed for a long time in my life. You know, I know when I've told a lie, I get a pimple on the end of my tongue. I do. It's a bugger of a thing. And it sits there and it hurts. And it reminds me of the lie that I told. I get a pimple. I haven't got one right now, so I'm feeling fully relieved. But I think something happens physiologically in our bodies when we are carrying around the stuff that we've not let go of. We get down on ourselves. Forgiveness. Jesus says that if we want to be forgiven, we need to be ready to forgive others. That if we really want to get serious about this faith thing, that we need to forgive. And we need to treat others the way we want to be treated ourselves, regardless of whether the person that we're treating nicely treats us nice back. Oh, okay, this is hard stuff. This is hard stuff.